What's up, everybody? This is my initial thoughts on the Louis Poulsen Panthella 250 portable lamp designed by Verner Panton in 1971. Now, this is a very famous design. Like I said, it goes back all the way to 1971 and they're still producing it today in a variety of shapes, colors, and sizes. So this is the 250, which means that this shade here has a diameter of 250 millimeters. And now this one that I have right here is the opal white variety. And so what that means is that this shade is actually translucent. And so some of the light will actually come through the shade as well as down onto the surface. Now, they do make a variety of colors, which I did find intriguing, but those colors do have an opaque shade, so none of the light goes through the shade. It only goes down onto the surface. So for that reason, I decided to go with this one. This lamp provides 456 lumens of light at a color temperature of 2700 Kelvin. So it's going to provide a good amount of light, but not light up a whole room. At least that has been my experience. And a majority of that light is going to be projected downwards onto the surface, and only some light will come through the shade. So it's not going to light up a whole room, for example. And now for the portability of this lamp, it does not have to be tied to a wall because it has an internal battery. And so that internal battery can provide from 5 to 70 hours of light, depending on which brightness mode you have it. So there's the off mode, which it currently is in, 10%, 33%, and 100% modes, which you can have it on. Now it comes time to actually turn the lamp on. And for me, this was quite a challenging experience because I was not able to turn this lamp on for almost 30 minutes after receiving it. So the first issue I experienced was it does not appear that the lamp is charged when it is sent to you. So first you have to charge it. So I was trying to turn it on, but it was not actually charged. So the first thing I did was I started charging it. And after that, I would try and touch the lamp, I would try and do different things, and I was not able to get the lamp to turn on no matter what I did. And then finally, I touched the top, and yes, that is how you turn on the lamp, you touch the top. So that was not immediately clear in any of the packaging I received. Later looking at the website, it looks like they do have some information that yes, you touch the top to turn it on and off, but that did not work for me. And the problem I ran into is I had touched the top, but that was before I had started charging it, so I didn't realize that was how you turned it on, and I didn't continue to touch the top because I had already done that and it didn't appear to work. But I eventually figured it out and was able to turn the lamp on. All right, so as you can see, you can cycle through the different modes from off to low, medium, high, and then off again. It probably doesn't show well on the camera since it adjusts to the varying light levels, but those are all 3 different levels of light. And one other thing is, so say you have it on the low mode for a while, instead of having to cycle through medium, high, and then off to turn it off again, you can hold it for a bit and then it'll just go to off. So that's a nice little feature of the lamp. All right, so now we can talk about charging the lamp. So it actually did come with this USB cord, and so one of them is a USB-C and one is a right angle USB-C. And so this one actually goes into the lamp and it goes like this. And so that way the lamp is able to sit flush, or as flush as it can. And I'll get to that in a second while you're still charging it. So you won't have any issues like the Apple mouse, for example, where you can't use it while charging it. So that's a nice feature. So you just flip it over, and then in here, you really kind of have to push it in until it clicks. And then there's a groove, so you can sit there while it is still charging. And so that's cool. And let me plug it in to a power source, and I'll show you there is actually, or there should be, once I get that charging, a charging light. All right, so my charging pack was just dead, but now that I plugged it into the wall, you can see that there is a charging light indicator to show you that it's charging. And one issue I did have when initially getting it is that this charging light didn't come on until I was actually able to turn on the lamp and figure that out, which took me a considerable amount of time. So not only did I think my lamp wouldn't turn on, but also the charging light didn't come on. So I thought I was doing something wrong with the charging. Maybe it was a different charger, but no, that charging light didn't come on until I turned on the lamp for the first time. So that may be an issue you see. And then so you can see that the charging light is pulsing. And from my experience, it seems like the speed of the pulsing indicates how charged it is. So if it's pulsing very fast, that means it is at a low charge. And if it's pulsing very slowly, that means it's getting to full charge. And then finally, once it's fully charged, the light just stays on. And then once you see that, you know you can unplug it and you have full charge in your lamp. All right, now I want to get to my least favorite part about this lamp. And I don't know if this is just my product or if this is an issue with all their products, but this lamp is not steady. And maybe you've seen it as I've been interacting with the lamp, but this lamp is not steady. It wobbles. It doesn't sit flush on the table. And this is not an issue with this table or any other tables. On every surface I put it on, it has this issue. And even if it's not an issue with the charging cord, if I take this out, it will still do this. And this is a very, very big flaw in my opinion. And you know, every time you turn on this lamp, you're interacting with it, you're touching it, and it's wobbling. That's not steady, it's not flush on the table. And that just provides a bad experience when using the lamp. And so you can see, it's probably hard for you to see on the video, but there's a rubber ring that goes around this. So when it's sitting down on a surface, it doesn't scratch the surface. Well, that rubber is not uniform height. And so there are high spots, and that causes it to wobble around and not sit flush on the table. And so that's a very big problem in my opinion in terms of the quality of this lamp. This is a very expensive lamp. I don't think I've said the price, but it's $460 for this version, up to $630. And so this is a high priced lamp from a well-known design company. So something like this is really not acceptable. So I'll probably have to speak with customer service on that one and see if this is a known issue or if my product had some sort of flaw in it that got through quality control. But yeah, that's really not an acceptable flaw in this lamp. All right, so now I wanted to talk a bit about the packaging that I received through shipping. So I will go and show that and what I received and how I received it. All right, so I just wanted to give everyone a quick look at what the packaging situation of receiving this lamp will look like. One thing I wanted to mention is that I ordered this directly off the Louis Poulsen website. I live in the United States, and it said that estimated shipping time would be over 8 weeks, but from the time that I ordered the lamp to receiving it at my door was approximately 3 days. So I don't know if there's something wrong with their website or they just can't guarantee shipping times for everyone, that they say over 8 weeks, but I received this lamp in a normal amount of time. So the first thing about this box was I was initially surprised at how big it was. I thought that maybe they had sent me the wrong lamp, but no, they sent me the right lamp. They just sent it in a pretty big box. Additionally, this outer box was very dusty when I initially opened it. I don't know if that's from Louis Poulsen or from UPS, but not really a big deal. I just wiped it off. And so now in this outer box, there is an inner box, which has the lamp and all the information on that. And then on the sides, there's just some additional packaging to protect the lamp. So in terms of protecting the lamp, seems like they did a pretty good job with the double packaging and then the inner packaging as well. So this box, you open up this box, take the top off the handles, and then you open that up, and then this is actually where the lamp is stored. And so it's within a box, within a box, within a cardboard shell, so it is very well protected in this box. So you shouldn't have any issues with the lamp being damaged, at least mine wasn't. Now inside the box, it did come with a little bit of paperwork. If I can, here, I'll take this out first. So this is kind of the clamshell that the lamp came in. I've already taken mine out, so this is empty, but it comes with a clamshell kind of thing, and so the lamp just fits inside of there. You can see the outline of the lamp, and then it was actually in this kind of paper bag to protect some of the dust. So mine was still a bit dusty taking it out, but I'm sure this protected it some from getting too dusty with all the cardboard. And then this was kind of the wrapping around the cable that it came with to hold it in place. Now, this is the only information that they send with the lamp. So Panthella 250 portable lamp V3, designed by Verner Panton by Louis Poulsen. So it kind of shows a picture diagram of the lamp, and there's the dimensions of the lamp. And then on the back, it is just various safety information in different languages, not too interesting. So that is the packaging experience for the lamp. Overall, it seems to be protected pretty well, and it came within a reasonable time, at least in my experience of living within the United States. All right, so thanks everyone for watching my initial thoughts on the Louis Poulsen Panthella 250 portable lamp, designed by Verner Panton in 1971. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my thoughts. Let me know if you're interested in picking up this lamp. If you did, if you've received the same issues I have, or if it just worked out of the box for you. So thanks everyone for watching. Have a nice day.